Man, save the introductions. Check this crazy shit out.
Do you recognize this man? Because he followed me into my apartment complex on July 9th, and I just recently obtained the surveillance footage. Take a look at this. I'm walking into my apartment complex in Plano, Texas. I'm walking across the street with my dog, and we're going to a secure door where you actually need a fob to get in. Now, that's when you'll notice that there's a man running behind me, and I don't notice it because he's not saying anything or yelling at me. But then when I turn to the side, he goes from running to walking because I believe he doesn't want to come off as a threat. Then he grabs the door quickly, and when I'm inside, he says, excuse me, excuse me. I say, what? And he says, I want to pet your dog. I tell him to get out because he doesn't live there. I tell him this twice. And instead of leaving, he's now following me up the stairs. Now, I have to prepare to defend myself because there's obviously something very wrong with the situation because he's not leaving after I instructed him to get out. So when he realizes I'm getting ready to defend myself, you'll notice he runs for the back door because, well,
And what that says right there, she pulled out the blicky kablow on his ass. Now, I'm going to just sit here and say it just like this. He has absolutely no reason for following this woman inside of her place of stay at all. There's no excuses. There's no nothing behind that. I don't care if you come from some again, this is behavior not of the United States. People who behave like this absolutely should not be in the United States. And the thing is, they know the behavior that they're doing, that they're exhibiting, is completely fucking wrong. They know this, and the problem is, the first thing that you'll hear, because judges use this as an excuse, is, oh, they're trying to adjust to the American culture. No, no, no. You do not follow a woman into her place like this. You just don't fucking do it. That's just 101 common sense right there. And and again, he knows he's not supposed to do that, and that's the reason why his ass ran off because she pulled out anyway.
that's probably the smartest thing he's done all day. He runs and he sprints across the street and then he's off camera. Now, given my career, given the fact I go after murderers, sex offenders, and I'm also someone exposing government corruption, I have to be deeply, deeply concerned when I have an incident like this. So I contacted the Plano Police. They sent an officer to my home where they took down a police report. And in that report, they described the suspicious person as a Middle Eastern man in his late 20s or early 30s. Now, sadly, the officer goes on to say that this is a man who's likely just trying to flirt with Morello.
See, that's the fucking problem right there. That is the fucking problem right there. We give people so much fucking wiggle room, and we're so lax on order that then this is what happens when you start getting really like you get criminals and degenerates and just all of this weird shit happen, just all of this weird, disgusting, dangerous activity happening. The fact of the matter that the police officer boiled it down to a guy trying to flirt with you. A guy trying to flirt with a woman does not follow her into her home. That he does not respect her space. And more than likely, he would have continued following this woman inside and probably had assaulted her if this was not Texas. Let's say if this was fucking California. Let's say if this was across the fucking pond. In fact, there was a girl just recently, I believe 14 years old, who brandished a knife and a fucking axe because apparently some I don't know, immigrant or whatever like this migrant was harassing her 12-year-old sister, and she was saying don't fucking touch her, she's 12, etc., etc., which I'll touch on that after we finish this because I do have thoughts on that and you know how it's playing out. But this is a big fucking problem because none of this shit would be happening if we stop playing the fucking games when it comes down to the rule of law. When we actually have rules and laws and we follow them, this would not be happening. In fact, a perfect example of this is right now in DC. Um Trump Trump has the National Guard there, and for the last week all murders practically have stopped. I don't know if it's completely, but they practically stopped overnight. And the thing is, blacks are coming out and saying, yeah, this is the shit we like. This is the shit we've been hoping for. And the ones who don't like it are the criminals, are all of the people who do dangerous activity. The young niggas, as they call them, right? The ones who hang out and they like to sell drugs and do be loud and be fucking nuisances and menaces to society. Black people are appreciated of that. You know when we also appreciated that? Back then 20 years ago when people actually, you did if you did the crime, you did the time type shit. All across the board. It doesn't matter where we are, it doesn't matter where you go. Whenever you see bad shit happening, you got to sit there and say, well, what's going on when it comes down to law enforcement, when it comes down to being able to protect yourself, when it comes down to et cetera, et cetera. You'll realize that crime plummets. And then you got, and I have to bring this up, right? You have the same exact people who sit there and claim that certain individuals don't have the IQ and they enjoy that and that's what they deserve, and they're the same individuals that post up videos on Twitter or whatever the fuck it is going, look at all of these people right now, yeah, this is what we like, this is what we like to see, we should support them. But not even a week ago you were sitting there saying we can't live like this, deport all of them back to Africa type shit again. And this is the saddest thing. You have people who they just want the world to burn. And they've proven it time and time again. These are people who, I have a saying, or at least my little thing that I say that goes, it's evil people upset evil people are doing evil things because they want to be the ones doing the evilness. And they're evil. In fact, they're worse than the people who are actually evil. There's another saying that goes, be mindful when fighting monsters that you don't become one, because when you stare at the abyss stares back upon you type shit. I forgot exactly what it is, the saying. But when it comes down to all of this, if you are strict with your laws or you are solid with your laws and you're not trying to sit there and give every criminal a redemption story after they do fucking terrible violent crimes, your society, your population, your country does better. Anyway, let's continue.
Obviously, that's deeply concerning because that's not flirting to any adult human. They understand that that's, again, not how two adults interact. A man wouldn't chase you into your apartment complex. So I made my way down to the Plano Police Station, and I spoke with two individuals. Now, a supervisor has since apologized to me, and even apologized because that surveillance footage wasn't originally entered in as evidence. But they tell me...
So here's the deal. Morello, or whatever, Brianna Morello. What was the race of the police officer? Straight up. What was the race of the police officer? You ain't gotta say a name. What was the race of the police officer? I want this for science, because I guarantee if it was a brother and you sink now, let me stop. But I guarantee you, if you was dealing with a person who's probably tired of a lot of the bullshit going on, or you were dealing with a fucking cuck in Texas, which is fucking crazy to me. Why the fuck wouldn't Texas take shit like this seriously? It's fucking, she probably lives in the city of Texas. That's probably what it is. And we already know when it comes down to the cities, to the cities, lefties love turning cities that are once prosperous and safe into fucking criminal hive. So I would like to know what the race of the police officer that took your statement. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Because I guarantee you, lady, if you would have been like some dude is fucking, and it would have been, you would have said that to a single, straight, heterosexual, white or black man, he would have been like, oh shit, I could get me a bunny. Oh shit, I could get me a, now let me stop. Let's continue.
They have since corrected the issue. Now, this incident isn't currently being investigated. They're not looking into the suspicious person at all. So, given the fact that, and I told them this, that I am someone who is constantly receiving death threats and threats online, I even showed them this letter from the FBI, which details an investigation that was launched earlier this year. It calls me the victim of online harassment. Now, sadly, this didn't trigger any warning bells, and
it should, because for all we know, she can be being targeted by certain individuals or a really radical individual that, again, maybe this was an attempt on her life. And we don't know. We absolutely don't know. But if this individual or other individuals are now targeting her and the police are sitting there and then they're going to sit there and say, oh, she fell through the cracks. It's a story as old as fucking time.
They still aren't looking into this suspicious person, but I need to know who this man is. Folks, I constantly am dealing with threats. This is a very serious issue to me. Why would a man follow behind me and then follow me into my apartment complex? I need to know who he is and what his intentions were. So if you recognize this individual, I don't want you to post his name online. I'm not trying to go dox him. I need you to email me, briannamorello@protonmail.com. That's briannamorello@protonmail.com. If you have any legitimate tips, and I don't want to hear your self-defense advice, I want to hear legitimate tips. If you know who this person is, please email me, briannamorello@protonmail.com. Again, briannamorello@protonmail.com. And if you know of any women who you think it would be worth sharing, please share this video. We have to protect ourselves. The reality of it is there are always going to be people out there trying to attack us. It's happened to me previously, and I am always on high alert. Ladies, our personal safety should always be our top priority, and it is for me. So if you have any tips, please email me, briannamorello@protonmail.com. Do you recommend?
So yeah, share the word, all that good shit. Ladies, get your heads out of your phones. Pay attention to your surroundings. It doesn't matter where you are, because even in the places where you think you are the safest, there are bad individuals that they're putting all over the place. It doesn't matter what their skin color is. It doesn't matter if you, in fact, there was a story of a dude, some white guy who, and this shit shocked the fuck out of me. He had a friend that he knew for a lot of years, and the lady, I guess she was lactating, and he wanted some breast milk, and she said no, and he fucking ended up either assaulting her or killing her. I forgot to cover the story. I just was like, what the fuck? Like, who loses their fucking? Who does? There are crazy people out there. You need to protect yourselves. You need to be able to protect yourselves. But going on to it, like I said, a little bit more on this. And the thing is that again, right now, what's going on Twitter? This girl right here, over in England. She was there's a video of it. I don't know if I can upload it without YouTube going fucking crazy and then saying that it's only adult content. You already know how funny they are. They'll let you sit there and watch drag queens gyrating on each other, or Lizzo twerking in a fucking string bikini or some shit like this. But when it comes out to actual information, they don't want it out there, and they'll make it hard for some people to see it. So again, you have a girl in the UK who, she had to defend her sister because you had some people or migrants or whatever the fuck it was. It does not matter what it was. The fact that it mattered, just use some critical thinking. The fact that it mattered that homegirl's carrying a fucking axe, a mini axe, and also a knife, and she's doubling up on it. The thing is, this is not her thing. She's doing that behavior says there right there to me that this is so fucking bad that she had prep time. And the thing is, in her head, her brandishing these weapons is her last line, her last straw, right? Doubling up like this, she has no real intentions of using it, though she will use it. But the thing is, by her doubling up like this, she's basically saying that she's ready, right? And the thing that's so sad about this is, again, this is not something to be celebrated. This is not something to be excited for. You have the typical suspects, and I'm not talking about the ones, I'm talking about the typical far right suspects over here trying to turn this into their rallying cry. I literally saw a comment saying, oh, this person, whether you like it or not, is one of ours. I clicked on their profile. The first thing that they had was something in support of Hitler. So I'm going to just sit here and say it like this. You do what you have to do, not for excitement, not for entertainment, but because it's something you have to do. Do not become the monster you are trying to hunt. There are evil people, upset evil people are doing evil things because they want to do evil things. They are no different. The main problem is not, believe it or not, the people that are coming into your country doing all of these horrible things. They're going to do these horrible things no matter what country they go to. They do that in their own countries. What it is, it's your fucking government. This is why it's so fucking hilarious to me when I sit there and I go on Twitter and I can see the white solidarity on one side, right? And then immediately they close ranks on each other and they immediately hate each other. I literally seen somebody sat there and shat on the Italian just recently, said that person wasn't white. And it's just like, ain't nothing new to me. Just like I seen a person in England sit there and talk shit about us having guns to protect ourselves and how dangerous and wrong we are when you got shit like this happening. Again, do not fall for the bullshit. Do not sit there and celebrate this happening. This should not happening. In fact, this should make you more upset. This should make you more upset than anything, because what this says is that if a 14-year-old girl had to do something like this, it means that the men in your country is fucking broken. But that's what corrupted governments do all around the world. And I hate to break it to you, you England, your government is one of the most fucked up governments in all of the world. Yeah, Americans' governments is fucked up, but you guys are the blueprint of the fucked up tyrannical governments. There's a reason why we spanked that ass back in the day, right? There's a reason behind it. Your government, they're still tyrannical. The only thing is that you're no longer the demographic. This is the reason why they're trying to do what they do to the main people of the land over there. Anyway, I don't want to yap for too fucking long. That's the video. I'll catch you guys next time. And again, you do what's right because it's the right thing to do. You don't do it because you find it entertaining. You don't fucking do it because in your eyes, if you can't get your way, you rather watch the world burn. Be smart and pay attention to those individuals because they're all over the fucking place. And they're trying to drag everybody into their bullshit while they sit on their keyboards and enjoy watching the fire. Don't let it happen to you. Be safe out there, and I'll catch you guys next time. Also, just real quick, if she had a, just gonna sit here and say this, white women and dogs. Listen, you damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know why she didn't notice him doing that? Because she had a small useless dog. Now, if she had a big dog, you know what I'm saying, the type of dog that keeps her warm at night when there's no male touch. I'm just saying, I get it now. Listen, all blacks are criminals and violent. It is what it is anyway, guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.